So congratulations, you just finished your GCSEs. I hope you had a really good summer and you got the results that you wanted. Year 12 is just around the corner and it's going to get really peak if you don't learn some of the lessons that I learned. So with that, we'll get into the first thing. You're going to want to completely humble yourself, okay? The jump from GCSE to A-level is pretty big. Everyone says this, but you don't actually understand it until you've gone through it. So no matter what grades you got, if you got an 8, 9 in physics, whatever, completely ignore that. Pretend like you did really bad, or pretend as if you don't know anything about physics, and that way you stay on top and you're not left behind. Because if you just lay back and coast along thinking I was fine GCSE, I'll warm up into it in a few months and then I'll get serious, nah, those few months will go like that and you'll lose so much content that you have to catch up on. It's just not worth it, bro. So literally stay on top from the get-go. Next thing we're going to talk about is friendships. So depending on your sixth form, you're going to get a lot of new people coming into your year, and so with that, there's probably going to be some fluctuations in your current friend group. It will probably get bigger, maybe smaller. Ideally, you want your friend group to get smaller. I said better to have a close-knit circle of people that you can really trust than having, a larger group where they're just your, friends. You just casually talk to them. It's not to say you can't be friends with them, but just be open to the fact that your friend group will fluctuate, and there will be changes into how you view people and stuff like that. So yeah, the other thing with that is relationships as well. This one's quite a personal thing. So if you feel that you're on top of all of your grades, all other aspects of your life where you can go into that kind of thing, yeah, go for it. But I'd only recommend it if you are truly on top of everything. If you're not on top of your stuff and you have a relationship, the toll it can have on your mental load is very big, and it will have huge impacts on all aspects of your life. So I'm not to make this too serious, but just if you feel like you can do it, then no one's to say you can't. Okay, so this next one is probably one of the biggest regrets that I have, and that is your free period. So this is something you didn't have before GCSE, and you basically get, I think it's 5 hours of frees a week, at least in my school. Is it 5? Yeah, something like that. But anyway, you get time allocated on your timetable, essentially, where you don't have any lessons and you can kind of do what you want. But with that, you should be doing productive things, okay? Literally for the first 6 months, I was literally doing stupid things like playing poker, playing card games, all of this BS, just wasting my time. Yeah, you could say social interactions, but trust me, it's a waste of your time. Okay, if you organize your timetable right, you say I'm doing in this free, this free, this free. You can chill on one of your frees, actually talk to your friends and stuff, but don't waste your time, because it's a huge amount of time that as the months and days and weeks etc. roll by, that time stacks up immensely. And if you don't use it properly, then you're just missing out on productivity for your studies or anything else you want to pursue in life. You're just throwing away time for no reason. So yeah, make sure you pattern your frees. So you're probably going to be asking, what can I actually do in my frees? Obviously do things like your homework, because it's better to do that at school than at home, so you have more time for things you want to do, like your hobbies and stuff like that. If you have no homework, then catch up on, kind of push yourself further in the subject. So just do maths, just keep doing loads of practice questions in the textbook, just to make sure you consolidate the information you learn in your lessons. And yeah, that kind of applies to all subjects really. If there's no homework, it's not an excuse to not do anything. Keep going around the content so you kind of really grasp it. So that brings me into my next thing. Another thing you can do in your free actually is researching for your university or your career, what you want to do. So with all that free time that you get, you should start to think about things that you'll want to do in the future, because time seriously goes by really quick. And if you don't figure out what you want to do, if you don't find your purpose, you're going to be wasting years of your life away. So for most people, there'll be university. So start researching for your subject courses, what universities offer them, the requirements, and things like that. So with that, you can then do additional reading around your subject to kind of boost your understanding. And therefore, when you come around to doing your personal statement, you can put into that all the things you've done. However, for you guys, you won't actually be doing the personal statement that I'll have to be doing and previous years have been doing, where you write about 400 words on a piece of paper, basically about your subject. You'll be actually answering to questions, but the same principle applies. The questions that you'll be responding to, they'll be the same things you would have written on the statement, just in a kind of Q&A form. Yeah, you really want to be getting into things like things that will enhance your subject. So listening to podcasts, further reading around the subject. It could be literally anything: YouTube videos, podcasts, reading books, articles, anything. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is self-improvement. Now, I believe that you should be spending your time as a young teenager still, improving yourself with all the time you can get. So once again, with your frees, with all the time you get, you should try to organize your life and level up in all aspects that you can, mentally, physically, financially, etc. With that, I recommend in your frees or in any of your additional time to learn a new skill. That skill can be anything. It can be something that will help you get into university, like coding or I don't know, video editing, depending on what your subject is. If you can't really learn a new skill as such, that's fine. Just do additional reading, like I said before, for your subject that will boost your chances of getting into your university. But let's say you want to go down the entrepreneurial route, then you really need to start learning a new skill, a high income skill is what they say. So that can be literally anything. Like, time goes by quick, That's the mistake that I made. I was too busy just fucking around, not doing things that I actually wanted to do. Even though I knew about them in the background, I wasn't actually doing them. I was just kind of like knowing about the things I want to do, but not actually taking action. So with all the time that you get in year 12, just take the time to improve on yourself. So mentally, physically, start going to the gym. In some frees, you might have a half day, so you can go home early, which is really good. So that gives you a lot of time at home. Also, mentally, I recommend reading, these kind of things. Meditation is something I highly recommend, but I'll be making another video more about self-improvement, so stay subscribed if you're into that. But yeah, this tip is basically just making sure you spend time basically leveling up yourself, given the huge amount of time that you get and the little time there actually is, if that makes sense. Kind of contradictory, but like what I'm trying to say is don't waste your time. That's like the main take I'd like you to take from this video, is don't waste your time. Use all the time that you have to level up yourself, and that can be in anything. This is obviously catered to year 12, so what I'm trying to say is don't fuck around from the start, lock in straight away. I hope you took something away from this video and that you will stay on top of your A-levels, and I wish you luck with all your subjects and any career endeavours you'd like to pursue. Please like the video and share it if you found it useful. I'm just trying to, as I said, this is just a video to my younger self, and I hope that this can help other people that were like me in the same position. So yeah, please just don't waste your time. Subscribe for more content like this. This will be a self-improvement channel, so there'll be a lot of videos essentially to help all aspects of your life. So today's video was about year 12 education and school, but stay subscribed for more videos on stuff like I mentioned in the last tip, such as health, mental health, fitness, and finance.